Now, of the candidates, you have essentially 9 attending, and some have asked, why weren't some of the candidates considered to be nuisance candidates?
Well,
What is the basis of the Comelec to declare someone a nuisance candidate?
well, let me tell you this, hindi basihan ang pagiging unknown, hindi basihan ang pagiging neophyte, hindi basihan ang pagkakaroon ng kakaibang ideas. Ang basihan po natin talaga kung sila ba ay mayroong lehitimong intention tumakbo for public office. If they have a bona fide intention to run for office, at the same time, if they have a legitimate shot at actually campaigning and then winning. And
You do have candidates, I'm sorry, you do have candidates today that don't have a legitimate shot at winning.
Well, they don't have
they're there.
shot at
I
winning,
don't
but
want to mention names because I have on Twitter asked why one candidate wasn't considered a nuisance candidate. So you said it, an intention to run and a chance to win. You said it.
to campaign and win.
To campaign, a chance to campaign.
And nakakapagkampanya po sila lahat because they all have behind them either a support structure in the form of a political party or enough resources that they've shown that they can actually wage a national campaign. And they all fit that category. So again, the possibility of winning is really not that big of a deal as far as selecting which candidates will be nuisance or not. It's more of the ability to actually wage a national campaign.
But didn't the Comelec, some have asked, the Comelec could have vetted this particular race to be tighter.
Well,
because what happens is you're giving equal airtime to 10 candidates, of which we already know we have 5 or 6 that merit a certain kind of attention, right? I mean, you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I get what you're trying to say.
Yeah, because in a race like this, it can't be just that.
Right.
Anybody then could use the platform to further their own ends. That's what I'm trying to say. So you end up giving airtime to people who further their own ends, want to make themselves famous, but deep inside really know they won't win. And what is campaigning? You go to a few provinces, spend a little. A national campaign is a whole other animal. We know that, you know that.
Right, I understand. And certainly a national campaign is very taxing both on the resources of the financial resources of a candidate as well as their physical resources. But bottom line, the Comelec will not substitute its own judgment for that of the Filipino people. If these people are qualified based on the standards granted by the government, by the Constitution, then we have no choice. It's not like Comelec can say, no, we think that this guy will not win, so wag na natin patakbuhin. That be substituting our judgment for that of the Filipino people. Again, as far as the Filipino people are concerned, the parameters are clear. You have to show a legitimate intent to run as well as a capability to run. And if you meet those criteria, then you are going to have to get a shot. Kaya po ganito ang nangyari sa atin.
But then there's capability to run. You have a few there that don't have the capability.
Well, when we were a little tighter with the capability to run, everyone was complaining as well, right? Saying that how can you just be looking at the money when there are other means of running? And that's entirely fair. But now that everyone's running, now are we saying that we should be tighter? I mean, let's make up our minds.
Because you can end up with 20 candidates. But no. James, you can end up with 20 candidates in one race. That's also why I'm asking.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can because I don't think there are that many people who will be able to meet the criteria. Remember, Ms. Karen, we had almost 100 candidates for president to start with. And we were able to bring it down to 10 again by applying the standards of the law. If you want to go deeper than that, you're going to have to talk to the Filipino people. Do not vote for them. If they make noise now, then don't pay attention. If you think they're really not worth paying attention to, it does not affect the chances of candidates that you want to win if you're just hearing them on the periphery of your of your senses, right? Kunyari, merong isang kandidato dyan na sa tingin mo hindi mananalo, di wag mo pansinin.
But do you
It
believe,
doesn't make a difference.
I mean,
Yeah.
based on your experience, that the parameters should be made tighter or standards should be made higher? And I'm not even talking about education. It has nothing to do with that.
Well, I think we should be trying to expand democratic space rather than contract it. No, that's one of the biggest problems, really, when you think about democracy, is that a lot of people feel like you should restrict it to one or two deserving people. Ano ba yung deserving? I mean, magkakaproblema tayo dyan when we start talking about who deserves to run. Under the Constitution, everyone has the right to run, subject to certain conditions. And if they meet those conditions, they should be able to run. Again, whether or not we feel personally or as a group, whether or not we feel that they have a chance of winning actually, or if that they don't deserve to win, that's a different story altogether. And that's a question that should be left to the electorate.